Edie.
I'm Judy.
And together we're the Rainbow Grannies. Yay!
Woo!
And today we have a guest. So, Garrison, we're so glad to have you join me and Judy.
And Mateus was one of three people that I've known and dated that have died from this disease and have come from families that have shamed them and broken them to the point where they did not hustle and take care of themselves. And it's shocking. And it's just so shocking that in 2020, I just had to watch my partner for 29 days in the hospital just wither and die. And not only that, I had to deal with his homophobic family coming into the hospital and for 4 years ignoring our existence together and consistently like and more aggressively over the especially over the last year, like they were shaming him so bad, saying that he needs to move back home, because he lived with here home here with me, and he was happy and free, and we were hitting our stride as a couple, and it's just like, but he came from El Salvador, and it's just one of those things where when you come from such a family and society that just does not allow you to express yourself or to be yourself.
Yes, we understand that because coming from
Yeah,
an African American family, I know the
yeah,
you couldn't go and say, hey, I'm gay, because oh my God, what if Miss So and So hears you are. So just deal with.
yeah,
Well, I do understand the shame that
yeah.
you bring the families like, oh my God, no.
And the strength that it takes to overcome that, and you guys obviously have it, and other people who have come from similar, that have the strength, but I've learned now, and I've seen, like, there's people that don't, they just don't have that backbone, and they don't even have a chance, and it's just and and that's the thing, and that's kind of like shifted my focus with all of this, is like you said, to bring more awareness that there's still an AIDS epidemic going on out there, and
Right.
these young men are getting thrown out by their families, ostracized, shamed, their self-esteems take a dive. The first message his mom sends to him when after 2 weeks, or after 2 months of them not talking because they had cut him off in August before they even knew he was sick, and then in October 19th is when he first went into the hospital, because like throughout September into October, he was just depressed. He wouldn't get out of bed. I mean, his income was through his stepdad. They worked together. They cut that off. They cut everything off because he would not move out and move back in with them, and his mom, even in August, said that you will get sick and die if you stay with him. That's what gays, that's what happens to gays. To have his mom cut him off like that, it broke him. No
Right.
matter how much love and everything my family and my mom and everybody gave him, when they did that to him, he was wiped.
Right. Oh yeah.
And he was already a very shy, submissive person. And I see why, because they were so on him. And then, like, the more he started becoming more independent and free thinking, because that's just how we operate here in my family, he had a space to exist. He could come and go as he pleased. He did not have to do anything he didn't want to, and he found his authentic self, and I'm so proud. Like, he remote, and so, but his mom and his family just broke him, and then the hospital. The first message, that's where I was going. The first message his mom sends to him when he says that he's sick in the hospital is, the first line is, sometimes God gives us opportunities to repent for the sins we've been living in. This is in Spanish, and they're falling out in August. He went off on her after she cursed him to death, and he called her name. I mean, it was ugly, and this is not like him. He was never that, but and so anyway, she's sitting there saying, like, and I'm waiting for you to apologize and move back and leave it all behind, and it immediately it sends him into a panic attack. He had very bad social anxiety and anxiety in general, and one message from his family could really cripple him like into panic attacks. And he's in the hospital already on an EKG monitor. You hear the sirens and stuff going off, and the doctors come in, and I show him the message, and I'm like, this is what we're dealing with the family. And 2.5 weeks later, like, that he's still in the hospital, they want to come and visit, and they want to have a family meeting. And I mean, and time again, this is the story. They come, they start demanding his car, his phone, his things.
Right.
They look past me, and I mean, but by the grace of God, he became lucid enough, because he had been drugged up really bad, the week before, the week of Halloween. He pulled out his nose tube 7 times. I mean, he was so stubborn, that boy. And I mean, but he they had to put him on really heavy sedation, and they were trying to get him to make me the POA because they knew his family was coming. And um I thought he wasn't going to be able to do it, and he surprised everybody. And like, I wasn't even with him, but he made me the POA. And so when I had that, it's one of those things where I was able to turn that story of like the family kicking the partner out of the hospital to where I was kicking them out of the hospital. Like, I didn't like enjoy doing that. You know, I was the one that reached out to have them brought into the hospital because Mateus didn't want them there. But when I saw that they came in like the first night, but I had a picture of me and him eating ice cream and on the thing, and I have his lava lamp, and he had his blanket, his blue blanket that he sleeps with every night in our bed. And the first night that they came to visit, I split the hours with them so I could come for 4 hours after they've been there for 4 hours. Well, anyways, I come in for my 4 hours, and they had taken my blanket off, his blanket off, and put it in a trash bag in the bathroom floor, turned his lava lamp off, and turned our picture down.
Oh my.
And I walked in and I was like, oh, because I wasn't going to say anything about me being the POA. I was just going to play it nice and not do the whole power grab thing or anything like that, you know? But when I saw that, and I'm like, even on his sick bed, when he's out unconscious and unable to defend himself, you're still going to do this? And I'm like, and it wasn't even about me. It was more like, this is his life. That is petty to even turn the lava lamp off.
I, well, I've seen this happen though, and not even just in a gay relationship or not in a HIV situation. I've seen it happen. We had a friend that was very, very sick. Well, she passed away real quickly, and when they had the funeral, her family was so against her being gay, and she was like hardcore butch, all this.
Yeah.
They put her in a dress. And honestly, if she could have got up, I know she'd have been like, "Are you out of your mind?" I mean, she would have never.
Petty to the end.
Right, but they just had to do this because that's what they felt, and it was just so wrong. So I know what
Yes,
you mean about how
it's
families.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, what it sounds like also seems like your biggest message out here for the world is you gotta love your gay kid because if you don't, you're killing them.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
because
Judy will cry.
oh
You,
yeah.
you hear it in her. The wind
But I'm
blows and
trying,
Judy cries.
I mean, I am. I'm trying to hear what your biggest message is that you want out there. And
Right?
it
Because
seems that
we.
you gotta love your gay kids
Right.
because if you don't, they're gonna hate themselves. They're gonna go into the underworld where they're gonna hurt themselves.
Right, and
And
that's
Yes,
what we
and it
found
doesn't
too.
matter how many other people love them, they need the love from their own family.
So with us,
exactly.
Rainbow Grannies,
Exactly.
that's what has happened with us. There are so many young people that are reaching out to us because they need love so bad that they look at us, and that's where our name came
Mhm.
from, the Grannies. I had so many
Love
people say,
it.
"Will you be our granny? Will you be my granny? Will you be my granny?" And it was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. What the heck?" Until finally I realized there's hundreds of kids that are sending me messages constantly asking if we just listen to them while they come out, do their come
Mhm.
out story, and they tell us about they talk to their mother or their grandma or all their friends and stuff. So we felt like this was an opportunity.
So how do you
No.
how do you take care of yourself? Now we talked about how somebody can just wipe
Uh,
out your entire past life with someone that you love. How
yeah.
do you pick yourself up from that?
Well, me and Mateus were a well-documented relationship. I mean, it was just one of those things where we just were constantly doing videos and pictures of each other. I don't know if you look on my Facebook, but like I'm just like constantly posting stuff with him in it. And I didn't realize how important these pictures and stuff would be, but I have all of these memories, and my family loved him so much. Like, and he was so close with my grandma. And I'll show you on the board is this one right here. We were at Pride 2019 last year, and I mean, we got our haircuts. It was like one of our happiest days, you know. So, but Mateus didn't smile that much, like if you see. But like that was so hard to like find pictures of him and his family. But this is when we went camping and we went kayaking. Like another happy day, you know. And then we used to play Pokemon Go religiously, so like you know, and that's the
Red
Right
message I want.
button.
button and hit
So
the bell so you get notification whenever we put a new video up.
that's right. And we want to thank Garrison.
Thank you so much as well.
Bye.
Bye.